Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. Man, that is beyond long.
Look at this. He's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to the Smash Factor Week 27 on the 2021-2022 PGA Tour. Wells Fargo Championship, not at Quail Hollow, but still should be a pretty decent tournament overall. We'll get all into that here in just a second. Recap last week real quick. It is a very stormy and crazy Monday night. Was going to record this a little earlier, and then we had a tornado warning come through. Still have a tornado on the ground about 30 minutes, no, probably about 15 minutes east of here right now. So pretty crazy night. I think, though, everything's passed through us. We just had some hell wind and rain, so we missed the worst of it, which is good, but we have more coming Wednesday. About the next 2 or 3 weeks, it look pretty active in general. Of course, it's May in Oklahoma, so we're it's our time of the year. We get used to that. But getting this out Monday night, I will try to do kind of a recap or the final thoughts, deep dive stuff that I normally do on Wednesday tomorrow before I leave. I'll be flying out of town to California for a couple days for my full-time, my work job. And then, but I'll get everything out. I'll get to that towards the end of the pod. Nothing will really change. Some stuff will be out a little earlier, which doesn't hurt anything. But planning a normal week for the most part, just a little ahead of schedule on some things. Last week, DFS, it was an interesting week. It was the biggest debate all week. Do ROM, even ROM, go overweight on ROM, fade ROM. What do you do? I kind of told the community and really stuck by it that my personal deal was I was going to fade him. But I said, if you're going to be on him, in my opinion, it was best to have as many. I know some people said, well, you can go 60%, you can go this, and you're fine. Well, he wound up being the highest owned player in PGA DFS main slate history, 40-something, 46%, I think, or something like that. In the big, large GP, probably higher in other stuff. So, I think all in all, it was right. I said, if you're going to be on him, you might as well be all in and get as many bullets with him as you can in your chamber on the combinations and stuff, was my personal opinion, or fade him completely. Ironically, I think the player pool, Glorious Nucleus, all that kind of stuff we had, was one of my best of the year, legitimately. I made decent amount of money on everything, main slate, showdown, all that, and I played zero ROM every day, including main slate. So some would say, well, if you'd had a ROM, but you still kept pretty much the same core, how would that have turned out? I don't know. Probably would have been a little bit better. But we also had people in the community that did that. They played pretty much all ROM and then used some of the core, and they did well. So it worked both ways for us. I don't know if there was a right or a wrong answer the way it turned out. It wasn't like he dominated. It looked like the way a couple times. Definitely was co-leader or leader every single round, but wind up winning by one shot at the end. I wouldn't say he had luck. I'm sure you see more of his shots, especially on Sunday, but a couple holes there, got some good breaks, wind up winning it. If he'd have fell back a little bit, maybe Finau wins it, something like that, or, Champ doesn't get the triple. Kitayama, man, that dude's swing, it's hard to, every shot to me sometimes looked like he was going to be off ways, but he kept fighting strong, made a big putt on 18 that actually made me a few more $100, keeping that T2 and the birdie, and then helped me a lot in showdown as well on Sunday. So, I don't know if there was, at the end of the day, if there's a right or wrong answer. My deal was if he somehow missed the cut. So the reason why I like the way I did it per se was I still made money because my core and everything I had outside of that was great. If he had missed the cut, I would have been even better. So but some people wouldn't have been, right? Some people played. I know a lot of people who played a ton of Rom, especially in some higher stake stuff that lost money. So, it was fun. It was a unique week. On to a kind of a similar, but I think it's going to be awkwardly different. I'll talk about that here in a second. I made money all the way around DFS. Happy about that. I think we're just inching to another big week coming up at some point. You just trust the process, keep going through it all. Betting, man, my matchups just weren't very good this week. I can't get both together at the same time. We did hit the Rogers top 20 bet for plus 450. We hit the Nimmer first round leader, which was 150 to 1. It dead heated down, chopped, whatever you want to call it, to 25 to 1, which is still decent money, but still losing a little bit on the week because I can't remember what the matchups were. I think they were 4-8 or 4-8-1 or something like that. Just not a good week. And I've had other weeks where I've had great matchup weeks and had been blanked on the prop market or outright market, we want to say. So hopefully that all comes together soon. We have a big week, but I'll take everything all in all, profitable week all across the board. Some shout outs, making memory, our own Bobby Berger, our head of college football, 6th in the big $20 for $15K. He had a legitimate chance to get up there in $50, $60, $80,000 type deal. You could say some things didn't break his way, but then again, some things did to get him up to that 6. So he had Rom and Finau, I know, was his combo in that one. I can't remember what else was, but great lineup there. B Scatter. Broke even on Maine, but with the round 4 showdown, he says he 4x'd on the week. Hutching 07, great round 4 cash as well. Tim Mara ships for $1,500 on the main slate. In Smith 6x week himself. Landro 9, 10x on round 4 again. Round 4 was solid. I had some good. I said fade Rom. I didn't think he'd get to 80%. That's where you wanted him to be. Definitely was a great play to do that on Sunday. What did he wind up shooting? I think -2. And I felt even though he'd get the first pound points and all that once again, just 80%, like I'm going to fade that every single time. Worked out. Didn't win big money, but from what I saw everybody else, I mean, me personally, I won money, a profitable Sunday, but, nothing huge. But others did. So, I assume they didn't play Rom. I didn't ask. I just saw the screenshots in the Slack. Enjoyed seeing that for sure. If you want to join us, Smash, get you 20% off any package. Includes a 7-day free trial. Pretty good schedule coming up. We got Wells Fargo this week, Byron Nelson next week, PGA Championship in 2 weeks. Well, 3 weeks, depending on how you look at it. Charles Schwab back in Texas, and then the Memorial, another big tournament up after that. And then I think 2 weeks after that, we have the Open, and we'll have the British Open. This is a good time to either get on a monthly, go ahead and get on the annual. We're going to have some big things coming up for NFL. Did get some sneak peek of the new version 2 overhaul of the golf tools, PGA tools that will be rolling out later on in the year. I'm excited about that. Constantly trying to improve the site for you guys as always. Rate and review us on iTunes. I'll be doing free giveaways the week of the PGA Championship. This gets you into them. So make sure you review us on iTunes and rate us. Subscribe and like this video on YouTube. Tell me who you want to play in the 9K range. That'll get you in. For this video, Listener League is in the description. Back to 300 this week. Same 3 max, limited rake. Let's fill that up quickly so we can get a big PGA Championship. I want to get a bigger one on PGA than we did Masters. Mainly because it's here in my backyard, Tulsa. I say backyard, 90 minutes away, but hometown for me, or for my kids. I was born here in Oklahoma City. They were born in Tulsa, but looking forward to that. We saw the Tiger stuff last week. Looked awesome. Quiet note, Cam Young was actually there as well. Had a friend of a friend whose son was doing a PGA Junior League type deal that Cam Young was involved with, and he'll be a hot topic here in a minute. And he was here that same day Tiger was, getting some work in on the course as well. Last week's winner, Red Gold Super Bowl, 572. He actually got me by 12 points. I took second. Congrats to him. He had Rom, Champ, Riley, Lashley, Wesley Bryan, and Garrigus. All those I have played some way, shape, or form, except for Bryan. Good play by him. I did not have any Wes Bryan. I know, we know he's trying to get back. He's partially, I know he lost his full deal, but he's trying to survive on there. But that's great play. I don't know if I would have got there in any way, shape, or form. So good on him. Good win. Hopefully he had that in more things than just our listener league as well. This week, TPC, we are at normally it's at Quail Hollow. You'll hear that a lot this week. For my members, I did on the rankings, I pulled the 2017-2018 results for this tournament, which was the Quicken Loans, and that's where I put those results in the rankings. The course fit, I pulled in those 2 years, but I also did the course comps that I felt were close to this, just because it's going to be limited, and it's now, 3+ years back, that I didn't want to just look at that. So I pulled those in, plus added some. Potomac, par 70, 7,100 yards. It's tighter off the box. Rough as Kentucky bluegrass. It can be thick, hard to hit out of. Smaller, fast bent greens. Answer shares a share of the course record. I don't know if that'll be brought up at all this week, but he does. 2017, 2018 hosted the Quicken Loans National, like I mentioned. 2017 -7 won it. 2018 Molinari won it -21. Second was -13. -8 was still top 10. So Molinari won by 8 strokes that year. So, and it was a little softer. If you go back and look at some of the details and all that, you still -8 gets you top 10 that year. -7 wins it the year before. So all accounts, this course is going to play fairly tough. 2012 and 2013, it also hosted Corn Ferry Tour or web.com or whatever it was back then. I don't remember events. If you want to go look at those leaderboards, par 5 are going to be some of the toughest these guys see all year. You're not going to be able to score a lot. There's only 2 of them. Weather looks nice to start the week, warm, but as the week goes on, looks like it's 90% chance of rain Friday, 80% chance Saturday. Temps drop by 20+ degrees into Sunday, down to 54 as a high on Sunday. So, I mean, not much pre-cut we can do there, but, certainly we'll factor into that. Friday, we could have a, wave advantage type deal being how it looks. Right now, it really doesn't look like any advantage at all, because Thursday looks pretty neutral, and it's going to rain all day Friday. And this is one of those situations where it's like, when's the hard stuff come down? When's it not? Will it get pushed back? And trying to project all that, and especially with rain hanging on into Saturday, I don't know that there will be a big advantage. Maybe one of those weeks where we go, hey, if you're going to do any type, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, split the middle type deal. We'll definitely get more into that as we get closer to Wednesday. Cut, I got it probably about +2, +3. It's going to be a tough tournament. I do think quality of the field, the way that tour's gone, they'll be able to score a little bit, but I got the winner still being around that -10 number. I mean, I don't think it's going to be super soft. Now that rain will hurt it, but I don't think it's been super soft leading up to it like it had before. So I still think it's going to be high single, low double-digit winner this week. Stats I'm looking at, good drives, ball striking, stroke gain irons, bogey avoidance, opportunities inside 18 feet, and then par 4 DK scoring, as they have, 12 par 4s here. So I'm looking at that. Definitely got to be in play off the tee. That's one thing you hear when you look at all the quotes from winners and other players saying you got to be either in the fairway or fairly close. Doesn't mean they have to necessarily club down, but that's definitely what we want to focus on. Greens are fairly small, true bent greens. Doesn't mean they're easy to putt, but obviously, like I think Kyle Stanley won here in 2017, if I didn't say that. So putting maybe downgraded a little bit just because of everything else. Tee to green emphasized a little bit more. Guys, which this is going to be a high number, we know, new to the course since 2016, 81 guys did not play it. I was kind of actually, that sounds like a lot. I was kind of surprised that 69 of these guys did play it in either 2017 or 2018. So we have some history to go back there, but majority of the field have never seen it or never played it. That's why on the course fit rankings in my model that I put out for the premium members, I brought in some other courses that I felt were comps to this, but I still kept the results in from those 2 years because mainly the biggest reason for me was wanting to see guys who have seen this, who have played it, a guy like Leishman who's done well here, kind of see some of that stuff. But if you get the full rankings, you'll see all that as well. Salary ranges, 10K, we got 5 guys, 9K, we got 6 guys, 8K, we got 8 guys, 7K, 42 guys, 6K, 87 guys, and we'll have some Monday Q guys get in there tonight into tomorrow as well. Sweet 16, normal setup here. Top or favorite 3 plays and a bubble boy. Fade of the week, sleeper of the week, gut filled plays, betting 5, top 5 the pop and 2 long shots provided by Prize Picks. And then we'll wrap it up and get out of here. I'll be up later tonight, pushing out more content than normal. My goal is I'm also solo dad this week. My wife had her national conference this week, so she's been gone since Friday. She comes back Wednesday morning. I leave tomorrow night, so we have a little crossover there. And then I will come back late Thursday or maybe Friday. So we actually will go over a week without seeing each other and playing tag with the kiddos. But 9K and above. So my plan is, I was getting to that tomorrow morning, take them to school, do all that. Probably early in the morning before I do that, I may try to record. If not, I may try to do it right before I go to the airport so I can get as latest information as I can out to you before I head west out to Cali. 9K and above. So I think I like Rory this week. I think it'd be interesting to see the industry for sure. My gut tells me we have the opposite-ish of Rahm last week, which I could or could not agree with. Who knows? His odds are a little bit worse than Rahm's, obviously, but he's still 7-1, clearly the favorite. He's $200 more than Rahm was. He's still $900 more than the second highest, which actually winds up being Finau again. So very similar situation. But I don't think he's gonna be near owned. I don't even think he'll be the highest owned, not even by far. Because I think the emphasis on not needing to be a solid putter and the way the pricing fell, I think you can see Fitzpatrick being owned, Connors being owned, Finau coming off that hot finish, which I was glad he had the hot finish because it certainly helped me last week, but could spike him for ownership this week. He came in pretty good form, decent form in the tee to green last week. He was number one in the field. He played better than Rahm. He just couldn't putt for nothing the first 2 days. And then Answers down there as well. Then you get into the nines, like I just mentioned. Leishman, Terrell Hatton's been popular. Leishman's got a 13th and a 5th here, 9,700. Gary Woodland, popular last week, didn't disappoint. Wasn't too, flashy, but still 24th. So people may just keep riding that, and it's cheaper. I just feel like a lot of people will feel Rory doesn't maybe have that dominance factor that some say about Rahm. I'm not saying I say that. I'm hoping that's the case, because if I get Rory like 16 to 19% ish in this field or less, I'll just go overweight and I'll be all on it. It's just a simple decision for me. I think there's ways to make him fit. So I'll be there. Don't have a problem going there at all. I do like Fitzpatrick. I think this course should fit him well. He's a par machine. I really would have liked Mito, honestly. If you're going to tell me it's an 8-9 under type deal, I would have liked those kind of guys. And that's what, Fitzpatrick's 6th in the field in bogey avoidance. So I would have definitely been all over that. On Mito would have been there too. He doesn't get a ton of birdies. He gets enough, but he doesn't get the big numbers, and that's how Fitzpatrick is. And I think this will be the big decision. It sucks that I'll be kind of traveling and all that, but I still wrap everything up Wednesday night like I normally do. I think he'll be lower owned because I think most will go to Connors. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Or they'll drop down and go Leishman at 9,700, who's going to be probably talked up, stuff like that. Or go way down to I don't think Woodland's in the case, but I think that's where you're at there. And again, leaving Rory kind of underutilized, I think, in this field personally. And he's been off for a little while. He hadn't played since the Masters, so maybe people think rust. I don't know. That's just assumption. Same reason here. I like Keegan. He's my third guy. I don't think Keegan will be owned hardly at all. He has a 5th here in 2017, 8th at the Valero. He's been playing great tee to green. But where he's priced, I just think Hatton, Leishman, go down to Woodland. I just think he gets kind of squeezed out of all that situation. And I don't really, so I think we're going to get good leverage on Keegan there. And my bubble boy is Connors, because I want to see what happens, what we think will happen by the time we digest everything between Connors, Fitzpatrick, all that kind of stuff. I like Connors this week. He's one of my favorite plays. I don't know if I get both Fitz and Connors, because I know I'm most likely going to play Rory unless I get surprised and by late tomorrow night or Wednesday, it's like play Rory, then a little bit different. I don't think we're going to hear that, though. So I don't want too many of those high-owned guys, because I still like Finau. So if I go Rory, Finau, maybe I fade Answer, and I get one of those guys, I want to see who I think will be popular out of that. It's kind of 3-man. Fitzpatrick, Connors, Finau. I'll probably only play one of those 3. And I think ownership will be the biggest point to me to see how that ends up. 8K range, Cam Young, favorite play of the week. Not overthinking this. He's a guy, I don't care what he gets talked up, what he gets owned. I'm playing him. I've bet him. I will bet him. He'll be on my card, so that's a free square for y'all. Waiting to kind of see where odds. I got him at 33 right now. I'm looking at it. I haven't put it down yet. I don't think he'll get worse than that. So maybe he's, get a 35, something like that. I'm going to bet him for sure. He ranks out number 1 overall in the model, number 1 in recent form, 3 in course fit, 66th in bent putting, which isn't horrible. He's long off the tee, but he's also accurate. And I think sometimes you lump a lot of those guys into inaccurate, and he's not. He's first in good drives, first in ball striking, 23rd in irons, 25th in bogey avoidance, 27th in opportunities inside 18 feet, and 3rd in par 4 DK scoring. So, I just like everything about his game. I'm going to be on him. Sheamus Power, a guy I played a few times, 27th at the Masters. He did play this twice in 2017, 2018, made the cut both times. He's 2nd in bogey avoidance, 6th in opportunities inside 18 feet, 5th in par 4 DK, and 11th in good drives. I love all that about him. 26th in bent putting. Great play again. I love this 8K range, really. So Power, 8,300. Homa, a guy I normally don't play, rates out well for me this week. 7th in the model, 48th at the Masters, made the cut there. This feels like a tournament he could show up to and be really in contention come Sunday. He's 8th in stats for me, 6th in good drive, 8th in ball striking, 15th in bogey avoidance, 37th in opportunities at 18 feet, 37th in irons. So across the board again, another guy that just looks solid. My bubble boy is Casey, and that's really just, do we at $8,800? Do we get the massive leverage? Because everybody's scared to play him on the withdrawal. He's withdrew. We know he withdrew in the match play. Showed up to the Masters. He withdrew, but it didn't come out until after lock. I honestly don't think many will play him, and so it's a good leverage piece. We'll keep an eye on it, but that's why he's a bubble boy. He is 8th in my model, so I like him here a lot. If I'm unsure, I don't know how much I go into it, but that we'll figure that out by Wednesday. I don't think he's gonna be popular at all. It's really just gonna come down to a decision on how do we feel about him. I just don't think he comes here, and especially not being at Quail Hollow. If he's around, he had withdrawn by Wednesday. I'm just gonna assume it, but who knows? We'll just have to listen. Hopefully, we get a presser or a question or something we can dig into. But that's why he's a bubble boy for me this week. 7K range, I like a lot as well. Straka kicking it off for me, $7,600, coming in 30th at the Masters, 3rd at the RBC. He's great off the tee, 14th in good drives, 26th ball striking, 9th in bogey avoidance, 45th in par 4 DK scoring. He's average at the bent putting, course fit average, recent form 11th. So for the price and the upside for him, which he can win, I like it a lot. He's playing some of his best golf. Seems cheap. I'll be on it. Strowman, his finish doesn't look as good as what he grinded a lot last week and just couldn't hold it together on Sunday. He shot, I think, 4 or 5 over. He really killed my my bullet. I actually had all 3 of my 3 maxes were 6 of 6s, and then my MMEs, all that kind of stuff. I was at least 3 to 4 times over the field on 6 of 6s without ROM. So I really felt like the pool was really good last week. He was on there. Glad he made the cut, but he did not finish well, which I actually like, because some people may just look and go, miscut 67th. But he's actually been playing pretty well. This course should suit him well. 2017, 2018 here, a 17th and a 32nd. I like that also. So I really, $7,700. I'll go back to the well with him. Don't mind him at all. Cam Davis, $7,200. Just like Cam Young, most people dodged those two at the RBC. We were all over him. He had a 3rd there, a 46 at the Masters. I think he can get his way around the course. I like his upside of his scoring. Surprised me, his bogey avoidance is 37th in the field. So that made me like, all right, if that's that good, then that's good for me. Bent putting, 31st is his best surface for him. 31st in stats, 29th overall, $7,200. I like him a lot this week. We'll go back to the Cam brothers with Young and Davis. Bubble boy for me is CT Pan. Played him a lot last week. He had some moments where he looked really good. He finished 29th, just had a so-so Sunday, but he's coming in with decent form, 41st, 42nd, 29th. He has played this both years. Miscut the first year, a 17th the second year, so I like that he has seen it. 17th in recent form, 53rd in bent putting. The price being $7,500, I don't mind going back there either. just a little hesitant because I don't know what the upside is there. But his price is like, all right, he made the cut. But if he can get up in that top 20, and he flirted with it last week, 29th, I'm okay with that. But that's why I had him as the bubble boy. 6K range, I like some of it, but I feel like I can go Rory and like a balance, Rory balance, hybrid balance. Or if I don't play Rory, I can drop down and get some really balanced builds as well. So don't know how much I dipped down in here, but I like Seifert, 6,500. I think a lot of people liked him last week. I don't remember if I played him or not, but he missed a cut, so maybe no one wants to go back. He still rates out good for me, 25th in the model, 4th in the course fit. Struggles putting. Again, we're downgrading that a little bit this week. 10th or 11th in iron play, 10th in par 4 play, 30th in ball striking. For $6,500, I definitely don't mind him. Tyler Duncan, $6,900. Up and down this year, but last 3 tournaments, miscut, 12th, miscut. He did play this in 2018. He made the cut, got a 41st. He's below average in the field on putting. Again, downgrade that a little bit. 11th in opportunities inside, 18 feet, 26th bogey avoidance, 34th stroke gain irons, 33rd ball striking. Can get a little wayward off the tee at times. That'd be the only reason negative. But at this, anybody in the 6K range, you're going to find something wrong with the game. And I do like him this week. Johnson Wagner was not a guy I thought would even, I didn't even know if he was in the field until I unveiled all my stuff that I normally do. He comes in, ranked for me 34th right out the gate. He's number 1 in bent putting, like that. Number 2 in stroke gain irons. Number 9 in opportunities inside 18 feet. Played here both years, had a 5th and a 41st. That's enough for me alone at $6,100 to keep him on my radar. Maybe just an MMEB flyer play only, but I certainly do like him this week. Just sticking out out of nowhere. I don't know if he'll get mentioned at all, but typically when the guys pop like that for me, they wind up doing well. And not most of the time, but there are times I just ignore it and don't play him. And then I'm sitting there on Sunday and he's like getting a 25th place. I'm like, man, he was $6,100 and he was there. I should have played him. Bubble boy for me is Ryan Armour. Certainly like Armour a lot. We know that he's helped us win a lot of money back in the day. I worry about him being kind of the flashy 6K play this week. That's the only reason I have him in the bubble boy. I like him this week. I'll be playing him as long as he doesn't become chalky 6K. He played here here's one reason why. He played here in 2018. He got second. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But he does come in 4th, par 4 DK scoring in the field, 4th bogey avoidance, 21st ball striking in the field. So some good stuff there that I like. He's 23rd in bent putting. So he is going to pop in some models, and so we'll see how popular he gets. But I do like him, but that's why he's the bubble boy, because I thought he may be the kind of go-to in that 6K range this week. Fade of the week for me right now is going to be Answer. I do think narrative for him this week will be much better course fit for him this week. He just not been playing well. I mean, when you go into the Masters, he wasn't playing very well. Missed the cut. Did okay last week. Barely made the cut. I think he made it on the number. Still got a 42nd. He does. I think the narrative that could push him up would be share of the course record, and he got a 4th here in 2018. If he gets up there, I'd rather pay $200 more for Finau or drop down to one of those Fitz Connors guys for me. So that's a guy I don't necessarily want to play. Sleeper of the week for me is Mr. Bo Hostler. He just pops enough, $7,100, so just above that 6K range. Not going to be flashy, but he got a 6th here in 2018. 4th at the Valero. We've seen him. It seems like his game just getting a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. This is his best putting surface. 5th in the field in bent putting. 38th par 4 DK scoring. His long-term stuff just doesn't look good at all. And that's why I don't think many people will be on him. He's going to be less than 3 or 4%. I like him. Good sleeper of the week. Gut feel plays for me. Fowler. It's kind of like hold your nose and go in, but $7,400. He played here those 2 years as well, a 3rd and a 12th. Now, Fowler back in 2017, 2018 was a whole different player, but he's familiar with the course. If not now, then when. A little heavy at the top, with Rory and those guys, but relatively, it's still kind of a weaker field. Maybe not as weak as last week, but $7,400. If he can make a cut and give me a top 30, it could work out. And I don't know that he'll be super chalked up or own. Smotherman. Man, he's kind of a roller coaster at times. Another guy like Strowman, he finished 67th, but he did the opposite of Strowman. I think he shot 3 or 4 under, maybe 5 under, 3 or 4 under, but he started like with a double Sunday. So really played well after that. if he can show up with, and get off to a great start and not have to be battling, I do think it helps him not having to think getting to that 20, 21, 22 under this week. 5th in ball striking, 16th in good drives, 13th in opportunities at 18 feet, 41st in bogey avoidance, which isn't horrible. Horrible on bent putting. That's the only negative. You can take it how you will. I still like it as a gut feel play. Webb Simpson, I think we've seen some flashes there. Hopefully he's getting more healthy. Won't be too high owned. $8,100. I like him. He did not play here those first 2 years. He's made the cut the last 2 tournaments, RBC and Masters for him. He's 15th in my stat model overall. Enough there that as long as he doesn't get steamed up, which I don't see, I like some Webb this week. And my last one is Neesmith. We've seen him flash, especially recently, $7,600, 12th at the RBC. He's 20th in stats for me, 22nd in recent form, 13th ball striking, 21st bogey avoidance, 28th in stroke gain irons. So all solid numbers there. He's another guy. He's 110th in bent putting. So if we kind of downgrade that in general, I don't mind going there. I don't think at times he does get kind of a DFS darling, but he's always been in the 6K range. Being 7,600, maybe he gets passed up a little bit. I don't mind going to him as well. Betting top 5 the pop and 2 long shots. Prize picks. Use the code GUP, G-U-P, dollar for dollar match, up to $100. Click the link in the description and get on that. Between all our sports, we are constantly printing money every single week, whether it's golf, NASCAR, UFC, all that. You can read the articles. There's a Slack channel devoted to it that people drop stuff in there. Even when stuff I don't pay attention to, I've told a lot of them and they've done well doing it. So definitely something to jump into. Top 5 for me right now: Young 33-1, Webb 40-1, Neesmith 80-1, Cam Davis 80-1, Ricky Fowler 80-1. 2 long shots I like: Armour 150, Smotherman 175. Those may be like each ways or top 20s or something. We'll see how that works out. I'll probably get my initial outright bet out tonight, depending on how some of the lines look, or early tomorrow. One and done, all that kind of stuff I'll have out tomorrow, one way or the other. Like I said, I have a work meeting. I leave super late tomorrow night, so I try to get out as late as I could so I can get stuff done. And I'll be back Thursday afternoon, but I will still have a pretty good layover tomorrow evening as well, where I'll get a lot of that Wednesday stuff knocked out. And then I'll come back later Wednesday after all the meetings and stuff and be able to answer any questions, stuff like that. I'm hoping to get another pod out tomorrow as well. So like I said, all the golf content will still be out. It'll be the same. Just some of it maybe moved up a little bit. And then I'll be around Wednesday night to talk, be in the Slack, whatever comes about. Maybe a little bit later on than normal, but I will be around in enough time. Smash, again, gets you 20% off any package. Includes a 7-day free trial. We got Wells Fargo, Byron Nelson, PGA Championship. Huge week that week. Looks like Tiger's going to play. We'll see. Looking forward to go up to Tulsa and watch some of that. Charles Schwab, and then the Memorial. Think it'll be a fun week. It's not the traditional Wells Fargo at Quell. Obviously, they're having the President's Cup. But I do think it's a fun field. I actually enjoyed the tournament last week. I like a course where we got close. I had -3 and I think -19 or -20 winning it. -3 cut. And it was -2 cut. -17 wins it. I enjoy courses that allow for people to go low, like Finau and Brandon Wu did Sunday. But you can birdie, but there's some holes out there they can get you. You can get a Cam Champ. Starts out 3 under quick, triples. I enjoy those kind of courses. I really enjoy. I like it. I'm glad that we're going to get at least 2 more years. I think it was fun. We'll see what this one's like this week. It looks like it's going to be tough, hard, which will put some emphasis on finishing points, stuff like that. If you can get streaks, that definitely will help. I enjoy it. Looking forward to it. Then we go Dallas, Tulsa, Fort Worth. So right here in my region after that, and then up to the Memorial for Jack's tournament. So it should be a good little run here. Looking forward to it. You guys have a blessed evening. Stay safe out there. If you are over here in Oklahoma, heading towards Arkansas, places like that, be safe tonight, and we will talk to you later. Thank you.